Hello and welcome to the MAC weather page for this Friday, December 16th, and we've got a pretty busy period coming up over the next 72 hours. So if we look at the headlines, winter weather advisories are in effect for much of the lower peninsula, I think all the lower peninsula, and we'll see our snow increase through the day, and I think by Saturday, I think many areas, I think especially north of St. John's will pick up about 6 to 10 inches of snow, locally more, and south of there, I think as you get down towards Lance or even farther south, 3 to 6 inches of snow with a period of freezing rain. Again, I think the freezing rain will not be as significant as maybe some of the models are depicting, but we'll wait and see, as travel conditions will be very hazardous out there. Our normals for the day, our normal high is 32, the normal low is 18. You can see back in 2007 we picked up just over half a foot of snow. If we look at the conditions around the area yesterday, you can see temperatures mainly between 10 and 15 degrees. The warm spot, Lansing, at 16, and Clarksville, the cold spot, at -4 degrees. And you can see for the month of December, we are now below normal, and we'll continue that trend here over the next couple of days. If we look at the highest and lowest temperatures across the lower 48 yesterday, the warm spot, 84 degrees at Tucson, Arizona, and -23 degrees just to the northeast of Poplar, Montana. And if we look at the snowfall so far for the season, you can see here in December we're at 123% of normal for the entire month, and we're going to really add on to that total as our December, to remember, continues. And again, this snowfall, though, beneficial for the winter wheat crop. And as we look at that latest report back at the end of the November period, you can see Michigan was at 68% of the crop rated as good to excellent, compared to 58% for the 18-state average of wheat growers, and 55% was the previous year. So certainly good conditions there, and we can track all winter long. We'll have this slide up here at least once a week showing the snowfall depth for the Breckenridge or mid-Michigan area, and you can see we're about 5 to 6 inches of snow on the ground right now, and we'll continue to add to that right on through the next few days here. And if we look at the next map, you can see conditions around the state this morning. Temperatures mainly in the single digits to around 10, and you can see the winter weather advisories and the winter storm warnings off to the western areas. And again, I think those ought to be extended across much of the central and eastern part of the states around mid-Michigan to the north. But we'll see what happens with the National Weather Service. And you can see on radar and the watch and warning map, you can see all the winter storm warnings off to our west. Coming in now, they have upgraded about 5 counties from the National Weather Service in Grand Rapids into the warning area. And again, I would be shocked if they didn't expand those to the east, but being a long duration event and only about 6 to 8 inches of snow, what they think, I think we're going to get closer to 8 to 10 in many areas. Once you get up towards mid-Michigan, you can see the snowfall breaking out with that warm air advection. Again, lots more snow on the way than what you see here. And if we take a look at the weather map this morning, you can see our low pressure system's gathering strength over Colorado. It's going to move up towards the Toledo area as we get into Saturday, and then up the St. Lawrence Seaway. And again, that's going to spread a pretty prolonged period of at least moderate snow, maybe heavy at times. But again, it's going to pile up over the next 24 to 36 hours. And if we look at the forecast by tomorrow, the low pressure system now coming up into southwest Illinois, again on its way towards Toledo, and could bring some freezing rain farther up to the north. But again, I think mainly that'll be around the Lansing area off to the south, mainly snow off to the north. And again, where it's all snow, a very significant storm indeed is on the way. And if we look at the weather map by Sunday morning, that front will swap off to the east. Again, cold polar air coming in behind this system, bringing lake effect snows to much of the Great Lakes once again. And we're going to watch a system for later next week. That could be a clipper system that could bring several inches of snow. Right now it wouldn't look like a big storm, but certainly could bring in another push of cold air behind it. And you can see as far as precipitation, many of the areas picking up between a ½ inch to 3/4 of an inch, and maybe up towards 8, 9/10 once you get up into the southwest floor area. And this area I've got circled is where Lake Michigan should contribute to it a little bit more in the way of accumulations. But again, also, once you get north of this red dashed line, I think that's where snowfall ratios through most of the storm is going to certainly start out and stay in that 15 or more to 1 ratio. So if you're forecasting 6/10 and you're at 15 to 1, that's about 10 inches of snow. And that certainly is a possibility, but certainly 6 to 10 inches looks quite likely once you get towards mid-Michigan off to the north. And if we look at some of the computer model forecasts as far as snowfalls, you can see off the WPC that the 72 hours, you can see many areas, Lansing north, even a little bit farther south towards Charlotte to the north, a ½ foot or more. And then again, you can see where the very heavy snows are very likely, and I don't have a problem with that. And if we look at the GFS model, you can see the heavier snow extended in through much of the area. And again, these are depicted at 10-to-1 ratio, so any more than that, you can see these 6 and 8 inch mounts would certainly be up closer to 10. And if we look at the Canadian model, again, right on board with many of the other models. Now, I'm wondering if the hesitation of issuing warnings is from the European model, which we can't show you. It shows about 4 to 5, maybe 6 inches of snow, so that might be one of the factors in not wanting to pull the trigger on more warnings. But we'll wait and see what happens here as the day progresses. Thanks for stopping by, and have yourself a great day, a great weekend, and 73s to all.